Okay, let's go ahead and get started. A little bit of a rank gap, so we'll see how this goes.
Review started.
Okay, I like that you're trying out pincers. Most of the time I see people avoid them, and I think it's really good to try them out. This is not the typical move, but it's not like it's the end of the world. Typically the move is to go here. And there's a really cool trap that you can set up. So if they Hane right here, and this is not really a mistake, but not many people know how to use this move. If you descend right here, very often people will block, and then this cut works. So likely you're going to want to save the number 2 stone. So you go here, and then when you play like this, there's a Tsuji to kill number 4. So typically the response is to go here, which is kind of counterintuitive. So most people will fall for this trap if they play the Hane. So playing this and giving them the option to fall for the trap, I think is nice. And if they do this, you can just do that. And it's not a big deal. It's pretty even for both. So it's very little risk for white. Oh, this is a mistake. Definitely need to fix this way. The big difference is the connection between O3 and Q2. If we play like this, you can see there's only 2 liberties. So when I cut right here, it's 2 to 2, but I play first. Right? But if you play right here like you did in the game, now this stone dies. So this is the difference of being connected versus not being connected. So very large difference. Connect with 1 cutting point, not 2 cutting points. So white, I think it's very important for you to understand how cutting points work and how big they are. They're a lot bigger of a deal than you might think. It's the entirety of Q ranks is learning about these cutting points. Do not underestimate them. So black, you definitely missed the chance to cut your opponent right here. Making a base is good habits. This is too early. I think there's a couple things to think about. Locally, the cutting point's really annoying. But I don't know if you want to fix, because locally, if I go here, exchange this. Black can get a lot of thickness. But if I try to fix it, then it feels like I'm wasting a move. So I don't know. On the other hand, black's 4 stones don't have a base, so you want to pincer. But you can't pincer if they can squeeze you like this, because now you're a weak stone. So it feels like you can't play in the bottom right until you play this move. So it feels like you're a move behind in the bottom right. Big move wise, we have the left side and the top side. So this is too early. I like black's habits, making a base. I think you need to look at cutting points more though. Okay, good. Personally, I prefer the top over the left, but it can't be that big of a difference. Okay, so now there's a stone between the opening moves. So you have a stone in each corner, right? Stone here, and then there was a stone here. So the middle game starts pretty much when there's something between each of those stones. So if we draw a line to each of the stones, this is a good rule of thumb, not a rule like a fact, but a good rule of thumb. So there's a stone right here, so this line's done. Stone right here, so this line's done. Lots of stones, so that line's done, and lots of stones, so that line's done. Okay, so we're probably a middle game according to that idea. So now the next thing we want to look at is the 4 center squares. And what we're looking for is control. So divide the board into these 4 squares. So white, black, so that one's split. White, Black. This one's a little bit more in white's favor, but it's still split. This one is not quite split because of that sequence that I showed you here. So black can get this one, but doesn't have it yet. And then black has exclusive control over this one. So I think this square is the one we want to think about. Okay, so now that we've picked a square, we have several tactics to deal with the top right corner of the board. I think the simple invasion points are going to be approach a fourth line. You could try the 3-3 until you know that they don't work. Which ones work, which ones don't. I tell my students to experiment until you understand why this one is a bad move. You can try the shoulder hits here, here, and here. So I think any of these, but technically that one's a mistake. But, so once you know that, don't do that one. Any of these should be double-digit Q. And then you have good direction to play, a good starting point, and that'll get you around the board. For the bottom, if we were building this bottom left, you could shoulder hit here and then play here. This is the way to build this square right here in white's favor. Okay, black, you're going a little bit crazy. Kick usually equals Nebby. Yeah, this is not good because black owes a move on... right here, black owes a move on 2 stones, but you can only fix one of them. So I want to get here to unsettle, and then I want to surround. The reason this one is okay is thanks to this G3 stone, you play 5, and it's a tiger's mouth and a tiger's mouth. So it's very manageable. So it's a good way to get around this group. So 1, 2, 3 I think would be powerful. This one is definitely looks powerful because you're surrounding the group on the bottom that only has one eye, and you're destroying the square, which can be in black's favor. But the big issue is you got to remember that this cutting point exists. So black can make thickness, and then this is a weak stone. So I think I'm going to have to like put this out of my mind because I don't think either player sees this. So we have to pretend that that's not there. I guess it's okay. I think you're missing an attack on the left. Okay. Definitely, or typically, you want to respawn right here. Keeps your stone connected. It's trying to surround black. Not the end of the world. I think if I was going to move left, typically from a one-space jump, you want to play the knight's move shapes. And this is because it is dog's face, which is connected thanks to the tiger's mouth. If you want to go faster than that, you go for the horse face. But this is how you run left from a one-space jump. This one is a 2-space from a 1-space, so it has a double peep. So it's a bit difficult to handle. Okay, so I think still the top right is the biggest framework, and there's a weak group on the left. This is fine for the right side. I would like you to learn shoulder hits, though. You learn shoulder hits, and then you learn attachments. Interesting move. It's probably too much, but it should be interesting. At this level, you only need a little bit of profit. So honestly, I would be satisfied just doing this. Surrounding your opponent's stone is really good, but technically speaking, this is just getting profit is pretty nice. Just get something. But I don't think this is terrible. Okay, but how is this relationship? Yeah, this sort of relationship is not comfortable. Don't make tiger's mouths. Tiger's mouths are just empty triangles in disguise. So from a one-space jump, to move left, you play the dog's face. Okay. This is potential for a squeeze to Suji, but you gotta be careful. Don't kill your own stone. Maybe. Let's see how it goes. Nice move. Nice move. The response for the elephant, going through the elephant, and elephant eye is a diagonal one space jump. The response to going through the elephant is a knight's move. Usually it's either A or B. That is the response. Because this one has 1, 2, 3, usually 4 cutting points. And the knight's move only has 1, 2, 3 cutting points. One less cutting point. Pushing diagonals is very bad because you fix your opponent's cutting point shapes. So this is a really good exchange for black. Black, this is going a little bit over the top. One big reason attacks fail at the Q level is because you go for the kill. Just go for profit. It's white's job to live, not yours. Okay, so you just go for the profit, and white's trying to live, right? Let's say white tries to live, and white tries to live. Like something like that. Okay, who cares? Look at this top side. This cash that you're getting. Who cares if it lives? If it dies, great, but that's your opponent's, like, worry. Your opponent has to worry about it dying. You just make profit. And watch your cutting points. If you try to kill with a bunch of cutting points, that's when it blows up in your face and your entire position gets wrecked. It's really hard to kill with cutting points. Yeah, this feels like a lot of overplay. I don't know why we're here. This is too early. The top side is still quite big. Actually, there's a Tsuji right here. So, here, 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 here. Okay, good. That is a lot of cutting points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because imagine we push. It's 2 more cutting points. Uh-oh. Yeah, this is going to be something you have to get down is these cutting points. It's a #1 leading mistake at this level. This is endgame because it doesn't really affect your eyes, so it's just points. And the monkey jump is only, I believe, 6 and Sente, so like 12. So it's better to build your position. If they do that, it doesn't really matter. Like, it doesn't really affect this top side all that much. Just points. Okay, surrounding your opponent is good. Just remember the capping moves. Okay, this is a running away shape. This is saying, I want to run right. But you're alive and you're the attacker, so it doesn't make sense for you to run away. This Hane is quite big because it makes this a false eye. And what black still owes a move to get the other eye, so it's basically half an eye right now. And there's a lot of white stones all around. That top side is big. Don't try to get 5th line territory. If you want territory, get 4th line or 3rd line. 5th line is really difficult to hold and just has a lot of aji, a lot of future potential mistakes when you don't need to. But black's is definitely bigger. So you can invade. Here, you can shoulder hit. Yeah, if black's is bigger, then black is just going to keep building theirs. No, should be good to destroy whites because yours is bigger than whites. So if both of these get destroyed, then black should have a little bit more. Careful, you're doing the cutting point thing again. Nope, turn. Turn, turn, turn. Turn or just connect. Don't leave all these cutting points laying around. Don't push diagonals. Pushing diagonals fixes all of the cutting aji. Interesting, but let's see. Maybe it's okay. There's more cutting points. Should be okay though, because of this move. But let's start seeing how many cutting points we have. 1, then this is a cut. 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I'm trying for it to Tsuji somewhere, what can happen? Let's see. I go here, 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 here. It's almost a Tsuji, but not yet. It's getting really close. Really close. I really want to keep these stones alive. It keeps all of the cuts activated, so maybe you get something later. Cutting stones are really effective. I guess they don't cut directly right now, but that's a lot of cutting points. And now black has no problems anywhere. Yeah, unfortunate. Just block. Fix the cutting points here. This is what's keeping you alive. Okay, now we're at endgame. Okay, and the way... Actually, no, there's still this attack on the left. Black can just straight up die right here. The hint is this square is done, this square is done, this square is done, this square is done. If there's no weak groups and the 4 squares are done, just start endgame. So if you don't see that this is a weak group, just go boop, boop. Sente moves, sente, 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 sente. This is a lot of cutting points problems. And then you can Nobi, if you don't see that's a weak group. Nobi, Nobi, Nobi. Then push the borders, and just do all the endgame stuff. You can get a lot of points, probably worth like 20 or 30 points to get the timing right. Here, I think, is what you're going for. This is not a Tsuji. This is just straight up cut. I go here, you go here, I go here. It's a cut. Cutting points, cutting points, cutting points. Black missed another cutting point chance. Okay. Okay. I have no idea what this move does. Just connect your group. Uh-oh. Last chance, connect your group. Oh, not that. You can connect here. You can not connect there, so just here, I guess. Also, you can still check the corner, but this group's going to die now. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, but what if I go right here? Ah. If I go right here, you go right here, I go right here, you go right here. I throw in, your whole group is dead. It is an I versus a no I. Do I lose the race? I might. That's assuming there's not another problem here. Okay, so this is losing track of the big picture. Yeah, black has too many weak groups. And this is all because of the cutting points. If you can't handle the cutting points, then you get a ton of weak groups and it gets really, really hard to play. This is still a cutting point. Go here. I want to say that's the big lesson in this game, but I'm out of time, so hopefully you both found this review helpful.
Review started.
I recommend a third line till 5Q. Having a base really helps you below 5Q. Like it's kind of cheating almost to have a base. Yeah, fourth line, just you're not going to get as much as you would like below 5Q.
The Amaranths gifted 5 subscriptions to the community.
So, both the top and bottom, I talked about this in the last review as well. There's a stone between the corner moves. And there's a stone between the corner moves. And in addition to that, it's on the third line, which means it's settled. Third line is settled. Fourth line is developing. So the top and the bottom are both uninteresting for the opening now. So the only thing left in the opening is the right side. Just a little bit of a slow move. Odd. Don't high approach a star point. That's usually just not good. Honestly, I think you can go your entire Go career without high approaching a star point. It's 99.99% of the time bad. Very rarely is it good. Like I don't know if I've ever seen a position where it's good. But pros could probably find an exception or whatever. But you can pretty much get away with it never high approaching a star point. Honestly, at this level, I would just go here and break my opponent's combination. If your opponent doesn't get a framework with the star point, they usually get less than they should because they don't know how to use star points. Star points have to have frameworks, otherwise they get less territory. So this move is usually good for beating players at the lower levels. Pincer is nice. Fourth line Pincer's third line, and third line Pincer's fourth line. This is kind of the combination you want. Running away is good. Okay, this is the shape. The dog's face is the shape to move up. But why do you want to run towards black stones instead of towards the open section and your friends? So I think if you want to run away, just run away. So black gets a lot of solid cash, and you didn't even get an eye out of it yet. It's too expensive. This is just tanuking a weak group. You are not alive. You still need to run away. Also, the big move is the bottom right. Bottom right stuff is really big. 1 point jump. You are not cuttable because it is a tiger's mouth. Don't push diagonals. Okay, you're trying to make an eye, but this is too expensive. Don't worry about eyes when you can run away. If you can just run away, just run away. If you're trying to cut black, it would be here. This is incredibly expensive, though, because now this is all cash in the corner. There's no Aji at all ever in the future. Not even co-threats can get in there. Black just connect. Connections are amazing. Connections, connections, connections. They are amazing. Love connections. Don't high approach. If I was going to play on the right side, I would either approach the star point or approach the group without a base. Again, low pincer or high pincer's low. I think at this level, I would probably say here for the reason of you're trying to make a base while also pincering. So it has a very nice relationship while also pincering. Now, typically, this one would be perfectly fine, but learning how to keep up with a 3-space extension for a base is difficult. Probably you need to be like 3Q maybe? 5Q, 3Q? I don't know. So I think just to make your life easy, this would be a nice pincer because it makes a base and it takes the base. Good, fix the cut, white runs, make a base. Perfect. Don't 2-space. 2-space is how you die. Because 2-space is for speed, yes, but the consequence is it's cuttable. And this is not very sacrificable. So it's not very easy to play Sabaki here. So if I cut you, you're gonna be in a lot of trouble. It's very difficult to play. Very difficult to play. I could also look at this one because it looks like I have the ladder. Actually, it doesn't even matter. Yeah, so 2-space jump, very cuttable. Very, very cuttable. Just 1 space. This looks like you're trying to make territory. Okay, so I think I want to help my weak group. I want to cut that, and I want to attack this. So I would love to do that, attack that, and cut that. Okay, this would be my dream position. None of those are on the left. So look at the weak groups. Try to avoid a 2-space into a 2-space. 2-space into a 2-space can sometimes, not always, this one might be okay, lead into this Tsuji, where if you save this one, I cut you. And if you save this one, I cut you here. Now in this case, you have an extra stone, but it's still quite dangerous. So be very aware of the 2-space into a 2-space because of the crosscut. Just keep in mind. If you wanted to play on the bottom, it'd be 1-space. Safer, stronger, better, less chance for mistakes. Another option is actually to attach, but this is usually reserved when you don't mind giving the cash. I think I probably would not do it on this board, but this is another way to get the bottom. Right now, it's all about these weak groups, and everyone's making territory, so touch, nobody. So misunderstanding of the position. Yeah, this is in-game. Ooh, it's not a cutting point. Only fix the ones that are cuttable. This is not cuttable. Therefore, it's not a cutting point. Therefore, you waste a move. Okay, this is still cuttable. Because Knight's moves are cuttable. This one I like because it connects your stones together, so it's good for defense, but it is kind of not attacking. And I feel like you're probably doing it for the cash and not for defense. This is one of my most commonly said phrases. Knight's moves are cuttable, so they are not good for defense. So if I just push through and cut, your group is in a lot of trouble.
Emotional, damn it!
I have no idea why you played this. I don't know what you're after. I have no idea what this move does. This is nice to see. I think it's okay. But technically it is unnecessary because you can attack the entire dragon instead of just the tail. But locally, it's fine. I think at this level, this is fine. But on a bigger upper levels, you want to attack the dragon, not just the tail. Careful with your cutting points. 3 liberties is where Tsujis happen. Good connection. Not good connection. Respect the cutting points. You do not have the liberties or the strength to do a fight right here. It's very, very dangerous. Probably. You want to go in the center, just 1-point jump. Otherwise, try to attack something in the center. Don't try to get stuff in Gote. Okay. The open section, though, is this chunk right here. That's all that's left before in-game. So that's where I would focus my efforts. Good that you're fixing cutting points. Good habits. But technically unnecessary. So if I go... What? Peep? Maybe peep, peep, peep. And then jump. Maybe 15 points. And if they go here, I can just connect. If they cut, I can just sacrifice 1 stone. Actually, sorry, connect is better. Okay, nice cut. Start a fight. I think a fight is very interesting. And this is where reading comes in. So I cannot make a judgment call without reading, without spending like 5 minutes here. Oh, yeah, I can. If this just dies, it's terrible. So you can't do that. Okay, so it cannot die. The cutting stones cannot die. They cannot die. The cutting stones must not die. Absolutely cannot die. So, white. Very nice net. I should have instant seen this. I need to do more net problems. But very nice. Very nice catch. Yeah, very big mistake if you can't save the cutting stones. I don't know why you would do this. Just do nothing. Cut threats. Just move on. Maybe start endgame and try to get a few points here right later. Ooh, big blunder. This stone is no longer important because it is not cutting anything, so therefore it's only like 2 points. Ah, no. This is twice now. Don't fix cutting points that don't work. You're wasting moves. So if I jump to save my 3 stones and you go here, I just capture it. Maybe you're worried about the peep. So I go here, you peep, I connect. You go here, I go here. You're still captured. Nice. 1 point jump is easier. Because don't forget about this potential Agi. Yeah. Like there's a lot of Agi. Now it doesn't necessarily work right now, but 2 space has a lot of potential cutting Agi. So maybe I can make something like this work. If you do that, I'm just gonna do that. Probably. I don't know. I would want to read here and come up with something to against the cutting points. Okay. This is just dead. Oh. How odd. White saw the net right here. Very good, but then no one saw this stone. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the difference in reading is, but there's a difference. Just 1 point jump. You just connect to your friends, and everything's alive. This is a little dangerous. Maybe it's okay. I don't know. Maybe it's fine. Okay, so keeping that in mind, maybe I like over here or something. If you're gonna connect, just connect. Don't waste moves trying to fix something. Just fix it. This is too small. First off, you have a problem right over here. I'm not sure which one's better. Let's go for the safer one. And then after that, you want to, let's place it there. You want to play endgame. So there. There. No, I can't do that. Can't do that. There's a clamp to Suji. Then push the borders. Here. Then here. Now we can do that. So let's go get all those points first and then do it. Maybe instead of L18, you should just play M18. That's probably better. Don't be fancy. Don't be fancy. If it doesn't cut, don't cut it. All right? Just block. You're trying to be fancy and you're gonna die. Yeah. Fancy people go broke. They spend too much money. And in this case, you're spending too many stones. This is a bunch of Dame moves. Nothing is happening right now. This is overplay because you can just get cut. It's very interesting. So white can capture the cutting stones with the net right here. But both right here and right here, you are assuming that you can get out. So maybe you're good at seeing your opponent's cutting points, but not your own. So that would be blunder. And black, you need to see cutting points in general. Or how to save cutting stones and how to cut in general. I wouldn't do it. I would just connect. Don't force your opponent to fix something. Later, you might be able to get some endgame. So usually you don't force your opponent to fix something. You're being very greedy. Just don't die. Don't die is a great way to not be dead. Uh-oh. The cost of greed is a dead group. The heck? The cost of greed is a dead group. So if I just connect, black goes here, right? And I go here. Is black gonna die? Let's see. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 liberties. If I go here, take double Atari, connect, that's still cut, so can't do that. If I go here and connect, I think, like, I don't know, this looks pretty close to dead. But even then, I would just connect if I was unsure. And now I can get 2 moves in a row anywhere I want. Let's see, where do I want them? Well, don't forget that crosscut exists. But let's see. I'll just do this really quick so I don't have to spend the time counting. 30H. I win. I've won the game. Typically you would count, but I don't know. This feels like super greedy though. You don't need to kill it to win the game. Yeah. That ko is really big. Why are we not taking the ko? This is a giant dead group. Why do you not want it? I don't know why you don't want it. Why does no one want this? This is gonna die, right? Am I missing something? Am I missing something in Atari that I just am not seeing? Also, this exists. I don't know what this move does. Yeah. That was a big move. If you're going to fix cutting points, fix it without co-threats if possible. Because there's 2 co-threats right here. Nobis or Sente. Hanes or Gote. So you want Nobis in endgame. This is not necessary yet. Play your endgame first. Here. Yeah, play your endgame first. If they do this, just Nobi. It's fine. White, play your endgame first. Here. Squeeze this probably is the answer. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Maybe it doesn't squeeze yet. Maybe here. There's a lot of Aji right here, though. Nobi is Sente. Hane is Gote. Also, you need to leave the option for future endgame. If you go down, you're never going to get that future endgame now. And if your opponent wants to fix it, then you get a free move. So, it's great. So, connection is better. Stop fixing these. If you take anything from this, please take this. Don't fix these cuts. There was another one up here somewhere. Don't fix these cuts that don't work. You're wasting moves. I think you lost 3, maybe 4 stones. So you've handicapped yourself by 4 ranks from fixing these. 4 stones. 4 stone handicap. And this is pretty easy to read. Do not fix blindly. Always read it. Cut. And White, stop being greedy. If you take anything from this, White, stop assuming your opponent's not going to kill you. Okay, so those are my big tips for both of you. So hopefully you both found this review helpful.
Review started.
Xenome, check my YouTube. Like youtube.com/Clausius. I should have something for you. But Aji specifically, usually it's relative. Like what stage of the game are you in? You playing attack, defense, in-game? All of it's relative. The heck? What? No. Don't do this. Don't do this. This is silly. Okay, so first off, if you want to block the corner, right here. If you want to block the corner, this does exactly what you want it to do. This one does it even better. In the middle game, you want to focus on cutting points. Like legit, just do net problems, ladder problems, squeeze problems, and do like 100 to 200 a day, like super easy ones, because your eyes need to see cutting points and how to capture the cutting stones. Super essential, and is like most of the Q ranks in middle game right there. Just knowing if something's cuttable, knowing how to capture the cutting stones at a glance, never ever missing a net or a ladder. So just doing like 100 easy ladder problems a day can make for an entire year, makes your reading like really sharp. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out what level we're at. The Joseki's here, and if you want to kick, then you Joseki's here. So I don't know what this move is. Making a base is good habits. You won't go with 1 space from a start point. 2 space is a little difficult, or a little scary. 2 space on the 4th line. It's not that it's not playable, but it gives you more chances to make a mistake in the future. So in my mind, I think just fix your position, and it's a lot easier to handle in the future. Black, don't force your opponent to fix their 2 space jump, because now you can never do anything in the future. We're still in the opening, so open sides. So you can do the Chinese opening. You could do Kobayashi. Okay, so I want to say there's a bit of a level gap, probably. This is not cuttable. So you're looking at connections and cuts. If black plays right here, you capture it, so there's no way to cut that, right? So then you don't have to fix. So don't waste moves trying to connect things that are already connected. You're still in the opening, so bottom and right side. So you could approach. Yeah, I thought you would do this. People like to mimic their own moves. But this is definitely a bad move. Okay, don't do symmetrical. If it's a symmetrical board, somebody's wrong. Somebody has to be wrong if the board is symmetrical. This is really funny. You did the exact same sequence. Like, I'm sure it feels good to like repeat the pattern. Like, humans love like symmetry and patterns, but like this is just not good strategy in Go. You have to like think about who's getting what. If you're doing the exact same thing, someone has to be wrong. Because if I get A and you get B, and I like A, and we do the exact same thing, then I'm going to get A again. But if you like B and we do the exact same thing and you get B again, then maybe you think it's better. So someone has to be getting the bigger thing. And in this case, it's definitely black. Black's getting like 75% of the board right now. So lots of wasted moves. So white's play on the open side. Yeah, I want to say this is probably just a giant level gap. I want to say the moves that I'm seeing, my estimation from only seeing 30 moves, is that white is probably a beginner. So we definitely need some teaching games. I want to say you probably play some 9x9 and 13x13 maybe. But for 19x19, I think you will need to watch some basic videos. There's many people, mine, Bats, Nixibiki's, Benkyo's. You can ask people for teaching games. I think it's also very nice. There's lots of communities, several Discords. There's the OGS forums. Gokibits.com, I think a lot of people don't know about. It's good for getting your games reviewed. You just post it there and then come back the next day and see people left comments on your game. It's a nice little correspondence review. But this is pretty much over at this point if white never does anything on the right side. Okay, second line cuts. That means you need 9x9 practice. Second line cuts need to be mastered before the 19x19. Black, you can keep going. If they do this, it's a double. Oh, fudge. Sorry. You just go here, and then you can double Atari stuff. But okay. That's fine. Whatever. This is not going to change anything. Okay, we have to wait until... I understand, but this is a chicken move. Like, I know you don't know what to do, but just keep going, I guess. But this is a chicken move. Tiger's Mouth, because it is better in-game. Okay, so we've gone in. All right. So this is a good lesson on how to kill invasions at the end of the game. Oh, you actually know it. You attack the eye space from the second line. Because there's nowhere to go, you have no friends in this half of the board, and there's a giant wall with no weaknesses. So this stone, in theory, should die. Good. I think I would play a Knightsmith, though, because I want to push it towards this, not that. There's more eyes over here than over here. That's fine. I think you're doing quite well. This round is good. Don't push diagonals. This does not help the eyes, or take the eyes. Just play your hit. This is where the shape point is for white. So it's got to be your shape point too. If you're white, you're not going to go right here for the eye. Right? So there's no point in taking that. You would go right here to try to make the eye. So that's the move you want. The response to a diagonal one-space jump, or an elephant's eye is what it's called. The response to an elephant's eye is a knight's move, because it has less cutting points. This is a double peeped one-space jump. It has a lot more cutting points. Cutting points is a good way to let this group live. The only way it lives is either it gets out, kills something, and captures cutting stones. So cutting points and escaping. Those are the only two ways it can live. This is nothing. If you let that stone go, it's a false eye no matter what. So it's not a move. Okay. Don't push diagonals. Has nothing to do with the eyes. It's almost alive. I guess you gotta go here, even though it's really ugly shape. At least it's still dead though. Then fix your cutting points. Do that and fix your cutting points. Okay, white trying to live, very good. Tiger's mouths are another way to do it. Tiger's mouths lead to eyes. So a good way to think about eyes is when you're trying to live, right? First you move with a one-space jump, okay? And then when you're trying to make eyes specifically, this is an eye concept. The next move to make the eye is the tiger's mouth, and the move after that is the eye. Okay, so if you play a Nobi, how are you going to make the eye? Like how do you surround? Because that Nobi doesn't help you. Right? So the shapes are usually jumps, tiger's mouths, and then panukkis. Now, once you're getting the eye, then you need to think about the corners of the eye. So in this case, you do get an eye right there, but a tiger's mouth will give you another eye right here. And then after that, you can think about, okay, how many corners do I have? Because you need 3 corners of the eye to make it real. Okay, this is a connection. Nobis don't make eyes, but 1-point jumps and tiger's mouths do. Oh, Black, you chickened out. What? Oh, no, live. It's the only chance. It's the first chance you've had at life. Or second chance, I guess. Well, if white's going to live, then just surround it. Because if it has Miai for life... okay. Yeah, fix your cutting points, everything's good. Alright. And it's game over again. Okay, so we still have to keep playing, I guess. Keep it away from the edge. Like you did up here, the second line, you're kind of doing the same thing. Keep it away from the edge. Make sure you're taking the eye space away. That's how you kill it. No, touch Nobi. 3 liberties or less, dangerous Tesujis happen. Touch Nobi. Because if I go here and you cut me, then I have a lot of options to squeeze stuff. I have a lot of Tesuji options. Ah, you're going crazy. Don't go crazy trying to kill. Just surround it and stay solid. Trying to force a kill and going crazy without watching your own cutting points on liberties, it's a good way to let them live. Again, connections, don't make eyes, Tiger's mouths do. You need liberties on this stone somehow. Maybe just here. Maybe here is okay. 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 So what if I go here, you go here? I go here. If you cut, Atari, connect. So you can't cut, because that's a trap. You go here. Then I go here. You go here, and then I go here. Can't cut, Savatari, and then I go here. Yeah, you see how I'm getting to find weird looking things to make it annoying? I'm being annoying because you're leaving so many low liberty stones. Yeah. So, strong liberties. Actually, no, yours is correct in this case. This one's fine. So, white needs 2 eyes to live, so I would fix all of this first, and then I could take that eye. Defense first. This does not make an eye. So I think white, probably you need some 9x9. Looks like try to get 50 9x9, and then get 50 13x13, and then start on your first 100 19x19. I think that's a good rule of thumb to start. And then while you're doing those, try to ask people to review it and ask for advice. And then try to apply their advice in the very next game. So you play like, let's say 3 9x9, ask someone for a review on the losses. Another 3 to 5 9x9, ask someone for a review. Another 3 to 5 9x9, and you do that for like 59x9, and then you do it again for 13x13, and you do it again for 19x19. That's pretty much like your first several months of Go. It's a good way to get it down. This doesn't stop an eye, so just don't die. There's cutting points. If I capture something, it's an eye. So just don't get captured. There's no eye right here, so let's gain liberties and just keep it surrounded. Cutting points are how they're gonna live. Bamboo's strong, but you probably just take a liberty, but I don't know, bamboo. To answer the question about reading, if you can read a ladder, then you could probably read like 100+ moves. So ladder is a lot of moves. But if you're talking about like depth, usually you're including branches. The biggest key to reading is to be able to see all the branches and all of the basic shapes. So at double digit Q, you're learning nets, ladders, throw into Sujis, how to make 2 eyes. At single digit Q, you need to do all of that, but see it 3 moves before it happens. And then Dawn level is like 5 moves before it happens. So if you can read 5 moves, you're a Dawn player. But those 5 moves, you have to see every branch and notice any basic Go problem. Okay, so if you can read 5 moves perfectly, you're a Dawn player. And when I say perfect, I mean not missing a single double-digit key shape 5 moves in advance. Okay, so that's the key to strong reading. Just master your fundamental shapes. Basic Go problems, 3 space I, 4 space I, 5 space I, 6 space I, 9 space I, J group, nets, ladders, squeeze, throw into Sujis, and that's pretty much all you'll need, I think. Those are the big ones. 9 space ice carpenter square, yeah. Oh no! Okay, it's a tutorial. Okay, we're still good. We're still good. Just mind these cutting points. Mind these cutting points. So what if I push right here and then I push right here and then I push right here? Like, you see how it's getting really annoying really fast? Shape is just doing the job. I really think people overestimate shape because it's kind of like a tool in a toolbox. If you have a good shape or a good looking hammer, the hammer is useless if you're trying to screw in a screw. Like, a hammer's, I don't know, I don't really have a good metaphor for that. Okay, here's one. Like, if you're trying to chop down a tree, right, and you're trying to use a screwdriver to do it, you're not going to do it very well, right? And so it doesn't matter how good looking of a screwdriver it is, doesn't matter how expensive the screwdriver is. It's a really great tool, and it'll be in everyone's toolbox, but you're not going to chop down a tree with it, right? So it's more important to know what the job is and to have something that does it decently than to use it perfectly, than to use a perfect shape, right? So shape is literally just movement, how you're moving around the board. So if you're trying to stay connected, then 1-point jumps, tiger's mouths, stuff like that. If you're trying to surround your opponent, Hane's, Knight's moves. It just depends on what you want to do. And then that could be a really big key to making it work or not. That's what makes shape good or not, is what are you doing? And that's what makes it good or not. Okay, still have a couple minutes. So we can keep answering questions. I don't know how much more we can go over this game. We kind of stretched it to its limits at this point. Any more questions that I can do? I still have a couple more minutes. Connect your cutting points. Connect your cutting points. And yeah, okay. Okay, oh, Elephant's Eye, you want Knight's moves? Just being able to instant recognize that is shape knowledge. Like Elephant, Knight's move, because it only has 1 cutting point, whereas a 1-point jump has 2 cutting points. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what else black is supposed to do. Just don't die anywhere and you're good, I think. Yeah, okay. Unfortunately, this one was just too much of a level gap. Yeah, so I'll go ahead and finish this up and then pass it over to Bats.